let me test my audio here. I'm gonna be. Let me test my audio here. I'm gonna be. Let me. All right. So I'm gonna theory craft some decks. New Scholomance Academy. Pretty excited for a lot of the cards in this expansion. There's a lot of like. I like the disruption cards. I know a lot of people don't, but I love them. And this expansion has like the most powerful disruption cards probably ever. So we're gonna start with that, with the best one, maybe the most powerful card ever printed. What is the Priest Legendary? I mean, relatively per expansion, there's probably been maybe like a couple others that for their time were stronger, but where are you at? Right here. No. Actually, this one's really good too, but swap hands and decks with your opponents until next turn. It only costs 2 mana, so you get 8 mana to spend their shit, to play their combo cards, to play their big minions, big spells, waste their AoE clears, or against aggro you just play it on curve, and then you, since you're probably going to be a control if you're playing this card, that means they have nothing to play out of your hand, like, or if anything, maybe they'll have like a single clear spell or something, or like a draw, but like they won't be able to develop their board. It seems like a lot of fun. Like that's making this deck first. The first thing I'll be playing. I'll switch though quick, cause like this card's gonna be a lot funner for me when people are doing like combo decks and I get to fuck them up. So the question is what is going to be the best priest? Is it going to be Highlander? Highlander was good before, and it's still pretty good, and Galakrond could be good. So just priest, will it show me the new cards? It takes them always like a couple days, a few days. No, I have to go over to here. Probably you want this in so many decks. Like this is like, there's a lot of cards that are like auto include, which is kind of worrying that games could feel, like once things get refined, like matches are gonna feel like samey. So you could go, if you're going early game, you probably don't even, well, I guess you can always hold this for later, and then yeah, if you're like trying to do like an early tempo priest, you wouldn't actually want this. This is like one of the rare decks you wouldn't want it in. I mean, it could be good later on, because then like once you're, alright, maybe you would, but yeah, because like once you get late game, you can play it, and then you have like one last like burst because you can play their good shit. Something I realized this that no one is talking about, I haven't heard anyone talk about, is which is in the mirror. I thought this out, and basically, or not just even just priest versus priest in general, not even the same deck, but like whoever plays this first will you probably want to play it first. I guess it really depends. Like sometimes you just might not want to play it and let your opponent do it for you, because like you're like, well, basically if you play this first and they have their copy in their hand, and then you play it again, you play that one, then you permanently take their deck. So like if you're running lower on cards, you want to be the one to do that. Like if you're like running out and they still, like say if you have like 2 cards in your deck, 5 cards, and they have like 10, 15 cards left still, then you want to swap permanently. Or if you were, like I said, you were the aggressive one, you do that, and then you could play it twice. I mean, this card's so strong. Powered Feast. I feel like maybe the Galakron one with like weighted with more early minions might be the strongest version. The top card and you put in the bottom. So okay, I guess it depends on what else is really strong, right? So what's going to be strong? Seems like the Bomb Warrior got more stuff, but it doesn't really have much room for all of it, so you're just cutting something to get it. Like overall, it's just going to be, not Bomb Warrior, but I mean like the Inner Rage, or like the Inner Rage Warrior, like with the Rampage, that warrior, like it got slightly better. Like it seemed like, because it got multiple, even though it got multiple cards, like you still have to like either cut something or not choose one of those new cards it got. So like that got a little better, but that was already really good. So warrior could be good. Druid seems like it should be pretty insane, but it is also like pretty dependent on drawing. Oh, this is confusing the way they have this. Oh, because they have their dual class cards separate from the classes. Okay, it's done. They should just like list it twice. Whatever. Yeah, then that makes it like harder to see. Be able to look at Hearthstone top decks. Actually, I'll just go to the official site. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, Druid does seem like in any game you draw Kel'Thuzos or whatever, it's just like unless Priest plays the card, the new legendary, then you're probably just gonna win. Just because like they added more ridiculous support for that. Okay, what are they doing here? I have to go like one by one, otherwise like the way they grouped them is so weird. Yeah, so I mean, you got an extra way to ramp for free, and it's a free spell, so like this combo's even better. And this one will give you more spells and trigger that. It'll trigger the that cycle of getting the bigger spell for free more, and then the next spell you cost is one less. So you could bank it if you want to also. Yeah, like this card just, I mean, this card's gonna be free so much, and like Druid already can draw and ramp so fast that it's not like if you don't get Kel'Thuzos, like you're still probably in a lot of games going to be able to play one of these just for 10 if somehow you can't get it for free. Yeah, I mean, you're probably going to have this package too. I wonder, like, I only saw a little bit of the Theorycrafting stream of people playing some of the decks. I saw, like this in there, that package. I'm guessing, like, this is going to be better than the chick that summons 3-drop minions with every spell. But I'm not positive. Because obviously this is going to draw you this quicker in Kel'Thuzos. Minion +1/+1, summon a 1/1 cub. So well, either way, Druid's going to be insane. And then Paladin seems like it's pretty good. They got like some really powerful stuff, but I don't know if that was just people playing it. And then oh yeah, there's like Mage. What is it, like? There's an Otk Mage, and apparently like it's possible to OTK someone on turn 6. if you drew perfectly. Like it's an infinite, like Exodia Mage style. missiles. But it was like a lot of cards. It's like you have to. It does require a lot of drawing, so I don't know if it's good enough to like get there a lot. And again, priest could fuck it up, but like with it, like this card just fucks up everything. I'm not sure how popular priest will be though. Like people didn't seem to be playing. I don't know. Again, people are just experimenting today on those streams, so I mean this is really good tempo. They got a lot of like cheap tempo stuff, and there was already a deck that was like good for a while at the beginning of last expansion where it was like a lot of cheap I think it was even like no minion for a while, but it's just mostly like cheap spells. This might be like an aggro tempo expansion, and that might be why they felt they could print this, because like I said, you can use it against aggro to essentially stall a turn, because you play this and then they're not going to be able to play any minions or damage spells for the turn you play it on, probably. Especially if you play it on curve, or like even at like turn 3 or something. So it's, yeah, so what does it seem like? Druid. Yeah, Tempo Mage could be good. Oh yeah, Quest Warlock seems like, because it got more stuff. That could be the best deck, but then if all these aggro stuff got better, because like the Magic Carpet Zoo got better too. So what did they get? Demon. Oh yeah, it's not so much even what they got, like you could put this in there. It's more of like the neutral stuff. Because there's a card that puts it reorders your deck, so your most expensive card to your cheapest. You reorder your deck from the highest cost card to the lowest. So like you can guarantee get Malygos and Alexstrasza like to the top of your deck, and then if you wait until you have your quest completed, this only has 4 mana, right? So you can draw, and so you can guaranteed, if you haven't drawn them already, then you guaranteed get either Malygos or Alexstrasza for 0 cost. So like, and that's basically what makes it so you can just like straight up full kill someone. So I can't even, yeah, just putting just that card in alone made Quest Warlock so much better, and it was already like really good. So that could be a good deck. There was some games though, like where you just barely get, like you can't hold on enough and heal enough and you can get blown out. So did they get, like, what kind of healing is there that they added too? Because like I said, with some of these, like how quick Druid's going to be able to burst, they might not be able to consistently complete the quest and then hold on to this and draw it and play it in the same turn and all that. It's basically, the Quest Warlock is just more consistently can finish earlier. Other than that, it doesn't seem like the actual like early game survivability, as far as I know, didn't change much. 3 damage to a minion and shuffle 2 soul fragments in your deck. Deal 2 damage to all minions, shuffle 2 shuffle. So these are good. And the soul fragments are like 3/3s with rush, right? They have rush, right? I can't remember for sure. I don't know. I'm pretty positive they have rush, which is like would make them more defensive. Oh wait, if I go back to that and click on it, I forgot there. This one. I get all these sites mixed up where like some of them, if you click on the card, it doesn't get you where you want. Warlock. Soul fragment. Oh wait, no wait, the soul fragment is, wait, I thought there was, okay. So yeah, restore 2 health to your hero. What was it? Yeah, there is one other one that is like a 3/3 with rush though. So yeah, never mind. Yeah, so they did get like early game survivability and heal. Like they got more heal. So these, essentially each one of these spells heals for 2. And then on top of that, heals for 4. And then since you're plot twist, you're going to draw those a lot more often and in bursts too. Yeah, and so, okay, so so that's definitely going to be one of the best decks, right? Quest Warlock. So it's what, like Quest Warlock, Druid. So it's the 2 of the same decks that are already like in like the top 5 right now, are just got better and probably going to be like the 2 best. And then any deck with Priest with the new legendary hard counters. It actually hard counters both of those decks, but it counters the Warlock one more consistently because the Warlock one needs like multiple key cards. Like I said, like if you hit that new neutral, then they can't guaranteed get like their finishers for 0. If you played that, if you play like the actual damage, if you just drain like the soul fires and like that, you are the soul fires are extra good to drain because they do the damage and they discard a card. It would be one of the rare times when you actually play the Soulfire first, probably, because you would have a chance to, or I mean, depending on how big their hand is, maybe you can deliberately get rid of better cards. So yeah, you can consistently crush Quest Warlock with this card. So Priest is like the counter deck, which I like. I like counter play and defensive play. And then same with if you hit if you get Kel'Thuz's is in their hand when you play this and you just play it out, then they're not gonna like burst you. Well, I mean, they still could because they can still fill the board up with like 2/2s and Soul of the Forest and stuff and like Savage Roar you, but it definitely like takes it away. You could actually too, depending on how late it is and how risky you want to get. Because I mean, Druid's probably going to try to play that as soon as they can. So you'd want to play this. The thing is, like, yeah, you can't play this before them unless you have. Wait, could you if you had coin? Okay, let's play this out. Kel'Thuz is 6, right? I think it's 6. Let me double check. Because the problem is that, especially because Druid ramps, they can. I mean, you can copy their cards and ramp with them. I do that a lot as Priest, but wait a minute. I thought. Wait, is it not 6? Is it? Oh wait. Did they change it to 7? Like when they did the nerf? Oh, they did. That's right. So right, like say, like even if they didn't ramp that whole game, which is unlikely, it's not like you can play this on turn 6 and play this. You would have to at least wait till turn 9 just to get rid of it. So maybe, this is probably not as good against Druid. But I mean, it's not like that won't happen sometimes, because sometimes they do hold it. Or again, like you can Thought Steal or Matt Lazar, like ramp from their hand and ramp up with them, or even before them sometimes. So if you had coin, though, you could do this on turn 8. Steal that. If you get any of their ramp, you can do it with them, or maybe like, as long as they don't ramp twice, you could do it with them or like before them. Basically, if you have access to 9 mana against Druid, you want to drop this out on turn 9, unless you're like getting threatened to die like from lethal. So okay, so Quest Warlock, Priest with that card. We don't know which Priest deck because we're still trying to figure out what other decks are good. Like the Druid, Quest Warlocks. You need lots of AoEs for the Druids that are going to be rampant. Like you're going to be clearing lots of small to mid-range minions. And then when they go off with the +4/+4, then everything's going to be big. So this, the mirror, and you're going to want at least 1 plague, right? I guess like mirror and plague are still going to be, mirror is going to be like your key card no matter what. And you can only have one of those anyway. Whenever your opponent draws a card out of copy to your hand that costs 1. That card's so fun. I don't know if this is good or not. I mean, you're gonna get at least, you guarantee get at least 1 card, right? Unless you have like a mill type thing. I mean, this is definitely good, but is there a room for this in these decks? Let me distract myself. So, is there any other decks besides? I guess okay. So the Warrior we decided is still good, but I don't think it's as good as the Warlock and Druid. Did Aggro Demon Hunter get anything? If your hero attacks a minion, your minions attack it too. Oh yeah, this is just good for this is gonna be an auto include essentially, because whatever card you play is going to be on the far right, so you can play its outcast effect on that turn, and since it costs 1, you'll probably be able to play it. That's a lot of stats at once, but they're spread out in a way to where you actually can deal with it. They mostly got all control stuff, which is good, but I mean good for the game, not for them. Other characters. Look at 3 cards in your opponent's hand, shuffle them in your deck. Rush. Whenever this attacks the minion, silence it. I mean, I guess that's you could put in. So it would all come down to the neutral stuff. This card, oh yeah, this goes in Aggro Demon Hunter. The 2 of. This is really good with them. If you use the hero power, draw a card. You probably switch this out with one of their. I wonder if you would. Yeah, you know what? I think I would switch this out with the card, the 2 mana. Give your hero power +2 attack. I mean, this is like 2 attack. I mean, probably not that. That's an option. Give your minions a rush. This is actually probably goes in there. Maybe, yes, I guess Demon Hunter did get a little bit stronger because the aggro one, because this is in there too, right? Because you have the 2, just for the 2-second slices alone, like this is going to very often be able to attack on turn 2. Like it's going to be a flame imp that. The reason why I was looking at that is because, like, Demon Hunter being aggressive might prevent Druid and Quest Warlock from just completely going uncontested as a rogue. Seems like it can burst pretty fast now, and like I saw, like, surprisingly there's like a spell shaman seems pretty aggressive, like seems like it's pretty good. I can't tell for sure though. Paladin is like a slow start, but it in the mid game it like just bursts huge. Like the it's basically it's go back to the Barnes meta where you can just like win the game on turn 4 again. You'd think they would have, like, they should know that this card's essentially Barnes, and that they nerfed Barnes to 5, and it was still a problem. Like, this should cost 5, and the stats would make sense too, because a Fen Creeper is a 5 mana 3/6, and this has got like a way better effect than a Fen Creeper. I mean, it is a legendary class card. I can't tell though, because like this could suffer the same problem as the other decks, like because they might not be doing really anything for the first like 4 or 5 turns if they don't draw this, and they might get like too far behind to finish even if like they start getting out like this card that gives a +8/+8. This isn't taunt, so if you can't get the Libram, the 7 mana Divine Shield taunt out with this, or like get this reduced in time. Like, yeah, like they might just get blown out. So it does seem like there's going to be some aggressive decks trying to blow out the big, like the consistently good decks that are like super OP, and the Otk Mage, which who knows how good that's going to be, but that's a late game deck. So I guess overall you'd want to be versatile, at least to start. So probably a Highlander is like the best way to go. So let's build a Highlander one. I guess I could have just built both, but I know it changes the way you build it too, though. Like if you know you're like going to be like building a Highlander versus mostly control, or a Highlander versus mostly aggro. Same with like Galakron. Like you could like cut the pyros depending on the meta, but like you want it like pretty versatile. So let's see what new cards we might put in. Obviously that, especially in Highlander, so you can, since there is, this seems like they're going to be a pretty, like a very wide range of like both aggressive and OTK combo decks. You're going to want to be able to like choose the cards you get. Like that's going to be more important. Set the attack and of any minions to 1 until next turn, maybe. Obviously that. Actually, this might not make the cut, and oh, like this you might only want in a deck that has a lot of buff spells, and since Highlander won't have as many minion buff one. Oh, I guess this is adding this though. We'll see, but this is definitely on the first on the list to be cut. My transfer student. I've been playing this card and it's been pretty good. I wonder like what his new ability is, because like the new board will get probably brought up the most, right? It's probably something like discover a spell or something really good like that. I'd say that probably goes in. Taunt, 2 mana 4/6 with taunt. The spell burst gain control of a random enemy minion with 2 or less attack. It's definitely good. Is there room for it though? We'll put it in for now. Man, I didn't realize, I just realized like from the text, it's not just your own spells. It's like when anyone plays a spell. That's pretty damn good, but it's slow too. If you're playing against aggro, it's just bad, right? Because you mostly have like spells that aren't that powerful, and then you'll be slowing the draw to get your clearing spells because they're not going to be playing clearing spells. And we're figuring there's at least going to be 2 or 3 like very aggressive decks going around. At least 2. So there's probably not room for it. I think this is like probably like the most underlooked card of the set. I think like Druid should run like a 1-of of this. Although I guess they get AoE'd, right? I don't think this won't be good in Highlander because you're gonna have a varied set of spells, so it might like hit your full clear or your mirror and waste it. I don't know, maybe that's okay then. Because let's see, if you... There's going to be 2 of the buff spells. There's going to be that and then the lifesteal one. So both of those would be good hits. I guess it would be a way to Hail Mary and... You know, actually, I take that back. Because this could be a way to hit an AoE. If you play this on curve against an aggro deck, there's like, for the most part, there's going to be 2 outcomes. It's either going to be you're going to get like a buff spell or heal or something like that, in which case like that's not that great, but you're having like a big minion that might even have lifesteal, and then if you hit an AoE, then you get to clear. And if it's like a removal spell, I wonder what if it can't, like, say if there's no 5 attack minions or higher, can it even get cast Shadow or Death, or will it just like cast Shadow or Death on nothing and waste it? Because there's also that, like, you have a chance of randomly hitting a big minion, or like if you have like a Shadow Madness, it can't target this, so it's gonna target the enemy minion possibly, and then it might not be the one you want to steal, but at least you can like put some damage in to their like if it's a bunch of small minions, chances are that you're gonna be able to at least kill one thing from doing a random Shadow Madness. So this is good too. This is good specifically in Priest and Warrior, Control Warrior, because you can just play this and then Shadow or Death. Maybe it's not that, because wait, what do you... Shadow or Death, is that the only one? I need to... Let me just put in all these priest spells, because this keeps coming up where... Okay, so this might not make the cut now. Forbidden Words. That for sure, that for sure. Penance, Death. So you probably, maybe with that one card, then that might be worth it. probably cut Thought Steal. This has paid off a lot in my Highlander decks, but I guess most of this stuff. Oh, you could play it with this. Oh, that guy. And you could clear like if you clear like a board of giants or like 2 giants, you get both of them. It's so good. That's such a good combo. And I've been running this, and I know like not many people run Shadowward Ruin. Oh, you could do Holy Nova and clear tokens and get all of them. Same with the Dragon's Breath. I think it's worth it then. I wonder, do you cut the Dragons package so you get rid of Aeon Reaver now? Because we have to make room with something, right? I'm already at 27. I do think it's definitely worth testing. What was it? Was it 6 mana? Oh, 5 mana. Health is odd. Man, that's pretty good. 2 spells. Oh, this is. I thought that was only a Paladin card. Costs 1 less for each spell you've cast on a friendly character, so. Renew. Power Feast. Hypothesis. Random stuff. So it's only 3. Whoops. How much? Whoops. Still, it would be a 3 mana 4/5 with Divine Shield and Taunt. I mean, your chances are by the time this comes, you're only going to cast like 1 or 2 of those. So let's say like 2. A 4 mana 4/5 with Divine Shield Taunt. And it's okay. I mean, it's good, but it's not like, not great. Whenever your opponent draws a card, add a copy of it to your hand. Man, this card is so tempting to put in because it's so strong, like, you know, in a slower late game, but I don't know if there's time for it. It's definitely fun. Alright, I don't have very many taunts, right? is this is a taunt. Taunt, death rattle, add a 5/7 ghost with taunt to your hand. I mean, then this is a taunt. Man, maybe this Highlander's not the best, like, because some of this stuff that's packaged together, like Galakron might be way better because you could do all the buffing spells, and you can have this will be consistently really cheap. Cost 1 less for each time your hero's health changes during your turn. So that's going to happen a lot with Priest, but it's going to be slower than with Quest Warlock. This can go off rapidly. I guess you do have the lifesteal too. Is this just better? I have, wait, how many buff cards do I have? Just 2, right? Okay, Frazzled Freshman. It's definitely not worth it, right? Yeah, so Freshman, you're cut. Yeah, out of here. Yeah, there's only 2 buffing spells. So I was thinking like of putting, like, this is like just good value, and you're not doing stuff early anyway, and it's not like terrible later on. Yeah, and if I don't have a buffing spells, the other taunt's not good. I do need more taunts. I think I like that. I guess Renew is going to often go on my own guy. So actually, it seems like a good deck. I don't know if, like, should I put in a Thought Steal so I could randomly get one of their 2 of their good stuff? I guess, like, the thing about this Keymaster is that he's basically a 7 mana Thought Steal that only gets 1 card, but it reduces it to 1. Like, you could assume that he's only ever gonna get 1, unless you like added cards that draw your opponent stuff, like the Jeeves type card, but you don't want that in a Highlander deck. Two random spells and a 4/9 bodies is good, and it's a dragon. Is, oh wait, I need the pyro. Oh man, it's just not as consistent though against. Nah, yeah, I need it. It's still, even though it doesn't heal that much, it still goes off a lot, and there's gonna be more like aggro, like cheap stuff now, right? What did I? Because I put in a decent amount of new cards in here. What did I forget that's normally in Highlander besides like a lot of people have Thought Steal, but I've cut that recently anyway. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 new cards. That's a good amount. It's not like that's a lot for a deck that already exists, I guess. And then so what did I take out then? Oh yeah, there's usually like an ooze in there, right? Do we need it? There's some pretty good weapons. But it's useless against Druid, Otk Mage, and Warlock. It's it's worthless against three really good decks. Well, 2 of the best ones, and then if Carpet Zoo is a thing, then that's useless against them too. Yeah, so I don't think like cheap, like maybe a Oh yeah, I had Harrison Jones in this deck in my Highlander, which isn't that great either. Yeah, I think that's worth cutting for sure. So that's a good cut. So I cut the weapon removal, the Thought Steal. Oh, well, that was already cut. So. I guess, hold on, save this so in case this crashes. I guess I could just bring up Hearthstone and look at my list. I know this is like taking forever just for one deck, but a lot of that again was trying to figure out what deck's probably the best. So all the decks after he'll come a lot quicker. High school. It's a school theme and it's a Highlander. Okay. Save it, and then let's see. We can edit it. Let's bring up my Hearthstone. I'm gonna go get some water while this is loading up. Oh, it's downloading. Oh, Master Spell. That's actually pretty important with the fact that there's gonna be so many like big minions getting like there's a lot of minions that are like the decks that pull minions. A lot of them is like that 7/7 with taunt. Like that's good against that. I guess it's not that great against the aggro decks. It's really good against like the paladin buffing stuff though, and that could be really strong. I think Master Spell is pretty important. Then I forgot what else. Oh yeah, Ian Reaver. Natalie. She's been always like very good. Like she just like kills a minion, and then you can like heal a little bit too. Oh yeah, the High Priest. I don't need that since most of the minions that I'm putting in are like close to 7 health anyway. Oh, and Cleric of Scales. Yeah, this is fine to cut since I'm putting in the new neutral weapon is like a better replacement for this. So that means I'm required to have, I have Volt Pure Scoundrel. That's the other thing. That's been actually pretty good. Maybe I should cut the transfer student and put this. I think in Priest this is better. Like transfer student is consistently good, but it's just like an extra thing to slot in, I think. So we go. Oh, I edited this. So we cut the transfer student. We need Master Spell, right? Oh, is it you? But now I'm 1 over. I guess there is that whole thing with this guy. I could cut Lazul too. I guess Lazul is better than. I don't know, I guess it depends on the matchup really, whether Lazul or Ropoa is better, because Lazul is like you get to pick what you want, but the Volpora, this Scoundrel is gonna more consistently get like removal when you need it against aggro stuff. Like Lazul sucks against aggro. But like in any matchup, it can just randomly get a card that like is broken in Priest. Let me think about this. I need to reply to this. So I'm gonna send in this email back. I'm looking for a new apartment. Where was I? Oh yeah. So I need to cut a card. homunculus. It'd be nice to have something to put more consistently to buff something. Because it's a bit, as it stands, I'm basically, especially if I cut the homunculus, I'm just giving up the board. So I have to like wait and clear, and I don't have as many clears as you would in a like early clears as I would in like a Galacron. Could cut Sandhoof. So this doesn't 2, 3. Because I could also cut. Oh no, I can't. I have to cut 2 things anyway. It's like random shit. I think like the homunculus is good just off of the chance of getting powered feasts on there. So this could get, I guess, like, man, the Lazul can get something amazing, and it's always something that they want to include in their deck. But again, against aggro, it's not that great. What about this? Is this, oh, this is an early-ish taunt too, and it, because so you want more spells possible if you have like that in there too, and this is really good against. Maybe the Convincing Infiltrator. I mean, this is normally pretty good. This might not be that great. This card sucks when they have an empty board, but it's so annoying to play around, like when you're playing against it. I feel like it's like one of those cards where it's like when you play it, you're like, oh man, this is probably like, this could just do nothing. But then when you play it against it, you're like, oh, man, now there's like 4 different plays that I can't do right now because this is bullshit. Alright, so this one, what about this? Now that we have all the full deck built. So what is this going to hit? It could hit the Plague. So you can, as soon as turn 4, you could full clear. Or Soul Mirror. So those are good hits. Even late if you don't have it. So we're just that alone. It's probably worth keeping in the chance of doing that. You could get Shadow Word Rune. And maybe like this and Headmaster, they don't synergize so well, because like with him you want that to be saved, but like she might play Shadow Word Rune like randomly and just completely waste it. Yeah, but I have like 3 direct remove. I have like the Shadow Word Rune and the Forbidden Words and Shadow Word Pain. And anything I can randomly get off of those 2. Yeah, so I definitely keep him. So what else is that going to play? So Holy Nova. So actually, more than like a, let's see, how many is that? That's, most of them are going to be AoEs, almost guarantee you then. So 1, 2, 3. Master Spell would be decent because it's basically 4 mana, draw a card, silence everything. That would still, even if it for the just the draw the card part is decent. A 4 mana 3/6 draw a card. Although I have to play a spell with it too, so my cheap spells, I don't have that many cheap spells, right? Shadow Madness could be a big whiff. So 5 AoEs. Yeah, basically like half the things that can hit are AoEs, so it's like there's a good chance it's gonna like be a clear type play. And one of the things that's weak about Highlander is it you have like a less AoEs to bank up, so that is good. What if it, so if it can hit Apotheosis is a good hit, although you'd, maybe it's not because you want to save it for Wild Pyro. Yeah, I guess it's a good hit. This is not that great, but decent. Penance is terrible. It can't get hit by Shadow Word Death, so if there's other 5 attack minions, then it can possibly kill a 5 attack. Renew, so you just randomly draw a random card. And Forbidden, oh man, Forbidden Words would be really bad. Maybe I cut Forbidden Words because yeah, it's so bad with her, but then it's another spell for this dude, and that means with I could do that in Forbidden Words, and anything with 5 or less attack I can just get on my side of the board. And this can be used early or late. I guess if I have her, I just have to strongly consider that Forbidden Words is in there. I need to get on. This is just theory crafting. This is pre-day 1. This is a week before day 1. I'm spending way too much time on this. So since I have this, I don't need to, I can consider like having some of the cards that take out consistency, right? Consistently being able to like defend early, or Yeah, I think I'm gonna take out the homunculus. Because I like with this, then I have more chances, even more chances to search for the cheaper AoEs first, or like the penance and stuff. Or, you know, or mulligan the stuff that I don't want, that is. Alright. So now we're going to do a Galakron one, or it might not even be Galakron. It's just going to be buffing your on minions priest. Potion of Madness is back. Still think like that's probably worth it. Since I am going to be... this is... It's worth considering that in that card. Oh, I didn't even say, yeah, add a 1-cost spell from your class to your hand. Well, you get more renews. So you get either Wave of Apathy, which is not preferred, but okay. The Random Dragon. I bet it favors like more recent expansions, so you probably get those two the most, right? Reborn, deal 3 damage, activate the obelisk, Interfire, Mind Vision, Radiance, Renew. So Interfire is like, you don't want that really, but it's not the end of the world. Renew will be like really good because you could get like a 3rd renew. Radiance not great, but healing your hero is always is decent. Mind Vision's okay. Reborn's not going to be that great because you're probably going to have like, yeah, these like minions aren't good on their own body. Like, it's worth considering. you had two of these guys, you probably would want. Man, you could make an anti-aggro priest, like heavy on the anti-aggro, really good. Like you could just wreck aggro decks. And the same deck wouldn't even be that bad against control because you could get out in the front so early. Your hero's health changes turned. Oh, I didn't see that before. That might maybe should go in the Highlander instead of. Yeah, I guess you'd put it instead of some of the spells, but then you'd be activating those other minions less. Oh, you can actually activate it too off of like any of the heal spells. Man, this is actually really strong in priest. Like Holy Nova, Apotheosis, Renew could all activate this. And I need to put that probably in. There's probably like a 2 of in here. Ooh, this, because a lot of my stuff are going to get buffed up, right? Man, is this just like a complete? Am I randomly making a completely different deck? I was going to go for control, but I guess you just can put this in there for like a to play extra cards later. Whenever a spell is played, this minion remembers it. I think that's worth a 2 of. I think this is like a tempo deck. Does that mean, should I put Shadowward Pains? Wait, we know Shadow Madness is getting put in, right? So that's tempo. And this can make all of the these low health minions have a lot of attack. That's something to consider. This could heal the buffed minions up. This is actually probably really good because they're going to have to play all their spells to get rid of these buff minions, and then by the turn 4 hits, if you just drop this, they're not going to be able to clear it because they're going to have spent everything. I wonder if Power Word Fusion is good enough. I probably don't have enough. I guess I got 2 for... I need more like cheap minions. So maybe then, what was the other one? Oh yeah, this minion. How many spells do I have now? So this would be like a 1 mana. 3, 2. So you turn this on turn 1 and then turn 2. This, if you have coin. Although if you had coin, then this is going to die before your next turn. Renew is not good with all these things. Maybe that's not good enough. But am I playing the cards a lot? Because this could be good too. And it's... I think I'm going to do 1 of that. If I had this, then Spellburst. This would definitely be good in combination with that neutral. Give a minion Divine Shield, summon a copy of it. Oh, one copy of it. That's more of like a shenanigans deck. I mean, it would be good, really good with the Veil Weaver. But then you have to wait till turn 5, and then you can't go off. I think this is worth a 2 of, and if you're doing that, then that's probably good. Well, that's 30 right there. Cast a spell from your deck. Maybe I don't, since this is like a tempo aggro one, this is just like one less card that you can't actually play, even though it picks all these other ones. All the cards are so cheap anyway, it won't be that bad to have it drawn. Unless you get the Holy Novas. I could cut a Holy Nova too. I'll be able to fight for the board so well. Maybe 2 Holy Novas isn't even needed. Okay, wait, but I could hit Penance twice. Hypothesis. Shadowward Madness would be good. But yeah, I don't have that many spells. So what was the Spellburst one that I have? I mean, not Spellburst, but oh yeah, it's the Cabal. I don't think so. None of these are big spells. I don't think that one's actually that good in here. Maybe that's just too slow then. Let's see if there's anything else worth putting in. So basically I'm just like taking over the board right away and then like trying to hammer it in. I guess this Otk could be pretty good because all my spells. Man, and this would be so annoying when you can't target it with a spell. If I like play this, and if I play this on curve and I already have control of the board, there's a good chance it survives on turn 3 because they might have to target like Veil Weaver or something like that instead, or a buffed minion. And then so on turn 4 you could play like a 1 mana spell in that. Wait, did I not have... Oh wait, Renew's not in here, what the fuck? That's a problem. What about... Oh yeah, this has to be in there too. So I'm definitely cutting a Met. Grandmummy. I put these in. I mean, they work well with this deck, I guess, but then I put them in a lot also just so I could have this triggered for sure. And I didn't even put the any other spellburst stuff in. I guess I have 2 renews anyway, and the Veilweaver. So now I'm 2 cards over. Man, yeah, how do you... I'll build the next one now. I'll build Galakron after this, but because I also this elk seems like I guess they can just trade into it. If you played on turn 10, if you played this and Soul Mirror, that's really good for control. Maybe it is this. Maybe I don't need 2 deaths. Because if I have these guys. Oh man, but this is like a turn 6 play if they have an early, like a. Oh. Yeah, I probably don't have this since this deck's so fast. This will be like. So I need. And this is my like bail me out if I'm burnt out card. Which in that case then if I have that to bail me out, like am I just like ending the game on turn 6 if I play this on 6? Like, and the other question is on with Holy Nova. If I'm probably going to be controlling the board pretty hard. I guess maybe not. It might be kind of even back and forth. I think it's going to be cutting one of these two, either the one Bone Destroyer or Holy Nova. Oh, I guess since I cut a death, I should. Oh, but that's a spell too. pyros would be good in this too. Man. Alcata Nova. Okay. I don't think we have 2 time rips now. Wait a minute. What is that? That neutral is on a friendly character. Well, let's just put 2 for now. I don't think there is going to be 2 though. This definitely is in that, so you got like a way higher chance of drawing, like a double the chance of drawing Galacron when you want to, or so it's a control deck, so you definitely want that. Probably 2 of these because they're so good. Probably 2 of that since it's such a good start. We gotta get the AoEs in. The renews are good. At least 1 death. You're gonna have double Veilweaver if you're gonna have that other stuff. And might as well. You can have 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1-drops. You want double up on that stuff. Oh, I didn't put Soul Mirror in any of those other decks, did I? I fucked up. Ah, fuck. Alright, or wait, did I put it in my Highlander? Because I don't think I did, and that's like one of the most important things. There's gonna be such big shit going on. I think you want a Plague. Oh, Shadow Madness. Maybe this isn't good. Like, since I have such good, strong early stuff, maybe. Actually, maybe. Yeah, 1 Shadow Madness is probably. Do I do like quadruple AoE? I don't have very many dragons, right? So like that one's not as good as Holy Nova. got one. Yeah, so we definitely, if anything, but I wanted to put in, I don't think the random spell in this deck is that one's definitely not good. That could be good because that's another shot at, so you'd guaranteed, you'd go Plague of Death or Murazan and then Solmir and Galakron. Well, so you play this and you at minimum have Galakron in 4 turns. And if you haven't, and you draw your big O, yeah, so this is definitely good. Because you know that this is going to get you closer to full clearing the board in 2 different ways. And your Galakron. Or I could cut the Plague of Death, and then that would make it so you guarantee get Murazan and then Solmir. You get Solmir in 2 turns and at the minimum, or Galakron. Like either one of those are going to like clear a bunch of the board. So I guess in this kind of deck you're playing the long game anyway, so you don't need Galakron specifically. You just want a board clear. So in that case, yeah, I mean, maybe you even cut Murazan then, just so you guaranteed like your top 3 cards are board clears if you cut Murazan. Like, and what is the rest of the deck? And then what do you start drawing then? And then Holy Novas. Oh wait, you get Kronks, which would, if you get Kronks after Galakron, which is what you want. So that's another AoE. You get Time Rip, Galakron, Holy Nova. Yeah, this is definitely good in control decks where you just like you play this late and then you're not gonna whiff ever. Unless you're, I mean, a combo deck you could, depending on how it's set up, but. So that's definitely going in. One, two, three, four. How many deaths? I've got 1 death. What about a penance? Oh, I was gonna keep this in because of that other card that's like, if the spell destroys any minions, summon them. So I have, how many destruction spells? A bunch of random and then infinite random potential for it to cast. And then I've got 1 death. With Time Rip you can kill literally anything. So this is really good with Time Rip. But then I have to cut consistency. This is basically not much different from Natalie, because like Natalie kills something and then becomes a huge body from it. It's basically better than the Natalie, then. Sort of. I mean, it depends on the situation, but. I already have to cut something, and if I add this in, then I have to cut 2 things. I don't want to cut more AoE, right? I do have like a pretty good early game though. Oh, I don't have the pyros. Because I pretty much don't have any healing, and this is a late game deck. And the pyros combo well with all this other renew and all that. Fuck. Okay, I don't think I can put him in then, for sure, because I definitely want at least 1 pyro, right? Whoops. I guess it's like kind of like frazzled freshman's taking the spot of pyro, sorta, because like now with this much early game minions in, you're getting behind less. I'm gonna cut a Breath of the Infinite since I'll have at least 1 pyro, and then I can combo with the regular stuff. Oh, I've only got 1 Nova. Maybe I want both pyros in then. Okay, do I need 2? Time reps are kind of slow. But I've only got 1 death. I feel like it. With so many powerful like mid-game menus, like if they have like multiple mid-games, 1 time rip is going to take up your whole turn and not do much. Yeah, I'd rather keep the other pyro. Like this deck's going to be so good late game anyway, because I've got infinite value with this and got the. So take out the timer. Oh wait a minute, I need 1 more cut? Shit. Maybe I just cut 1 freshman. I saw 2, 4, 5. I got 5 1-drops. I'd have 4 1-drops. What about penance? Man, I feel like with double powered and double hypothesis, like the more 1-drops and 2-drops the better. But again, I don't have a ton of life gain. But like, okay, so if they have a more aggressive deck that can get control of the board early and like fight off these, then all these buff spells are gonna whiff on them. Maybe I don't need 2 pyros. Then all I'm gonna have is 1 pyro and 1 nova and a soul mirror and a plague. So my early game AoEs, I'll only have 1 pyro and 1 holy nova. You know what, I'm gonna cut the penance, one of the penances. I gotta check. Whoops. I think on my Highlander I accidentally I don't think I put in Soul Mirror, did I? Oh, okay, I did. What about... Oh yeah, and then the aggro one, I don't need Soul Mirror because I'm trying to win the game before turn 7. So that's good. Yeah, those are good priest decks. Oh my god. Hold on, grab a snack real quick. Alright. What decks do you want to see next? Whoever's in here. Let me think about which ones I'm interested in the most. But Alright. Let's do another deck that has disruption. We'll keep going with that, and I know this one's got the new Demon Hunter card. I think it's like a 4-drop. Wait. Why is it letting me look at all the other cards? What's going on? This one. And this isn't, they just trade a random one. This is just like very close to just deleting a card from their deck or from their hand. Even though that's intended more for control, you could basically go in anything because, like, it seems like it's a loss of tempo, but if you played that on curve and you looked at their hand and they don't have very many cards, then you could delete the card that they would play next turn and give them a suboptimal turn, or like maybe even a turn that they can't play. Oh, I didn't see this card. Shuffle your hand in your deck, draw 4 cards. Well, that's just really good because that can be just like if you have an empty hand, you just draw 4 cards, or if like you have 1, 2 cards, you draw 2, or 1 or 2. And wait, does that mean you reduce the size of your enemy's hand to 4? So if you have like a giant, like a hand lock or something like that, you can just cut their deck down to 4 cards. Or do you shuffle and like redraw the cards and then draw 4? Let's just go full disruption. Like really the best way to utilize even like this card, or one of these, would just be like the traditional aggro deck, and then you just have these in there. I guess I could just go aggro. I mean, it still lines up, right? The thing about this, which is kind of cool too, is like if you don't want, like if they have an empty hand and you don't want them to draw 4 cards, then you can try to play it before it gets outcast, or if it gets outcast, you could just not play it. But I guess the rest of the aggressive package is gonna will get overrun by zoo and stuff. I don't know. Man, that's such a good control card, but it just doesn't seem like Control Demon Hunter is a thing, right? This is still strong. Oh yeah, this was the thing that is the through 3 souls with Rush with the soul fragments. That's why I got it mixed up. And this is in 2 different decks. Each soul fragment in your deck. That's so slow. If you play those demon cheating decks though, like that's pretty good. Otherwise it like sucks. Is Soul Fragment Demon Hunter a thing? Token Demon Hunter might be. I guess there's no cards that buff though. If you don't have a card that just like buffs your whole board. Destroy a soul fragment in your deck and deal 3 damage to all the other minions. And that's a really good control card too. How much is that legendary? Man, you can fill up the board on turn 7. Let's see what all these soul. Okay, a 1 mana 1/3. That's just good in aggro anyway. If it's has shuffles the 2 soul fragments, and so those heal you, and then they enable all this other stuff. Deal 3 damage and shuffle 2 soul. Lifesteal. Battlecry, shuffle 2 soul fragments in your deck. If it's just a 4/2. I could go full soul fragment, and then like that's a lot of healing, so it gives you more chances to disrupt them. But like, if your payoff for this has to be like in order to like play a game finishing combo or big minions, not to just like slow them down. So that's not worth it. I think this is stuff you more so went with aggro. Oh right, this glide though, for control decks, it also will draw your soul fragments a lot more often. So you could heal a lot. So it's like this could be good in burn then too, then, because you could like ignore them a lot and then slow them down with these things and So what if you do like token burn and like I think this is just going in. This seems pretty versatile. If you have like, if you're gonna have this, that makes it more consistency and it's pretty good removal. I think you do have these in pretty much anything. So I'll have up to 4, potentially up to 4 3/3s, but I'm not going for that. Destroy a silver in your deck, give your hero +5 attack this turn. See, that's like a burn. That would go along with the whole burn plan. So would this. I mean, if you're gonna have like all of these ones too, then like that's just a good card. If you go full soul package though, I feel like this doesn't. So what if, okay, hold on. I mean, this is like, what was it? There was like a minion before that was a 5 mana 5/5 that did 5 damage, right? Got a class card. But it was like, I think it was like an elemental or something, like either a dragon or something. So we're in Demon Companion. These aren't all that impressive. Oh yeah, Outcast, draw an Outcast card from your deck. Or draw an Outcast. It's not, you don't have to have Outcast. But this has Outcast. So is that. For sure, okay, well, let's put 2 of those in for now. I think it's might be a 1 of, but hero can't take damages. Oh, this is disruption too. Wait, there was a card where I was like, you auto include just because of Twin Slice. You want it in like every Demon Hunter deck. What was I saying earlier? That was. Yeah, I don't think I picked the other soul stuff. And wait, is Battle Fiend, since it got nerfed, is that still good? Probably, yeah. I guess it's like on average basically over 1 mana 2/2, right? What are the demon companions besides the 2/2 with taunt? Oops, not that. So a 1/2 Leok, that's good in Demon Hunter. 2/1 with charge for 1 mana. I mean, those are all good value. It's super aggressive. I guess then if it's that aggressive and it's cheap, and it helps you get you through Outcast better, it's probably worth it, right? I don't know. I'm just gonna throw a bunch of shit in here that's new and like test out how well it works. Seems like I have a lot of cheap ones. I wonder if I should put in hero tactics to game plus. Do I want that much draw? I have a lot of draw already. Like I can put these guys in. I have a good amount of cheap stuff, so this is still in there, right? And that's just really strong. I mean, these are pretty similar. This is like a 1 more health and does one more damage, but you're gonna have to eat the damage too. I mean, this was the problem when it was 5 damage, so I mean, it wasn't the attack that was the problem, and even though they nerfed the attack. Oh wait, was it a set? Oh wait, was it? Didn't it have 5 health? Pretty sure it did. I can't remember all the nerfs now. Deal 4 damage. See, like this plus the lifesteal blade. Cause I could go like double eye beam Arachi and her. Let me see what the neutrals are. Oh yeah, there's this. I don't think I need that since I have so much like draw outcast cards and all that. Outcast. I was gonna. I thought I put 2 of those in because those cards, I feel like. Oh yeah, I did put 2 in. Okay. after your hero attacks a minion, your minions attack it too. I feel like that can be like a detrimental too often. Alright, give a minion a rush. Oh wait. Oh yeah, that's I already have that. Oh yeah, this. That's a 2 of in every demon hunter deck right now. Yeah, I've got a lot of card draw, so. Man, maybe the. What are their 1-cost spells? Wait, double jump, demon companion. The silence one, that one's decent. Mana burn, that's fine. Let's go double mana burn. I wouldn't normally, but since I'm gonna be, I have like a lot of card draw and I have I've got 2 draw 4 things basically. Oh, I could just do this, but I like the other one because that like puts their hand in half. So I'd rather just have that. Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't realize this. Other characters, so your hero could attack. That makes it like a control a lot better. Is this good enough tempo? Like Demon Hunter doesn't do much on 4, right? Wait, well, that's not a real turn 4 play. That's just draw. That's, you'd rather not have it on 4. That's like a stalling turn. Because it's either that or the one that reduces the next demon you play. But I'm going to have a lot of cheap demons. put that in there. So I only have a max of 4, so this is gonna I like this. This card's so strong, but yeah, it doesn't fit in this deck I'm doing right now. And I guess if I'm putting that 4 attack one, that could go in. This is going to get reduced a lot, but then again, if I'm shuffling it potentially, then it gets reset, so then that's not good. So I got 5. So this is basically just like Demon Hunter was, but then I'm not putting in some of the standard cards like Metamorphosis. Is that worth it since it got nerfed? Probably not. I mean, this is like the same thing except for it does 4 and then probably 6 and sticks around. This is the same thing. Man, I'm maxed out at 4 though, so I could get through my deck really quick. There's gonna, I actually have room for an ooze in this. There's a neutral weapon now. I mean, oh, I could do. I mean, the Elk, I guess the Elk's too slow for this kind of deck. So I'm drawing a lot, I'm stalling them. I'm doing Actually, not that much early damage. This, I wonder if like Battle Fiend even fits then, unless I add in a bunch more aggro. I'm clearing with that. All other minions. So I'm kind of like just clearing and then going in hard. So this, I guess it does fight for board still. It's just like a strong minion. I could just go double glaive, double the new 5-drop. Oh wait, if my deck's getting drained quick, Zephyrus might be worth it. Yeah. Do Zephyrus. Oh, what about Transfer Student? No. Double glaive and then one of this chick. What are we calling this deck? Disrupt aggro. I don't know what to call it, so I'll just describe it. Call it by the description. Aggro student. Check my email. Okay. It's getting hot in here. I think I'm gonna do, oh man, I've gone almost 3 hours. 3 hours for 4 decks. Well, and an evaluation of class powers. What a rogue. I feel like a rogue looked like it was gonna be fun. I'll plagiarize, yeah, it's definitely fun. Alright, it's a lot of weapon damage stuff. So it's like burst by weapon, which is like my least kind of favorite of burst. And I don't even like doing burst that much. Replace your hand and deck. Oh, that's like just a super broken card. Oh, this card's cool though. I wonder if I could, what about like a Highlander? I guess you do Galakron and then there wasn't like really any room, like there was like cards you wanted that you had to remove already when you did Galakron Rogue before. Regular Galakron Rogue was too weak. Highlander was good, and then but then when they nerfed Galakron and Alexstrasza, it's definitely not as good. So what did they gain? This card in the middle, which is good. This card, which is super broken. Discover Mage spell. This can replace Pharaoh Cat, and it's like better. You know, yeah. Let's build that, and then I'll call it a night for now. I think. Yeah, I got some other stuff to take care of. I'll probably do some more theory crafting though, like before this comes out. But I have to I've got some stuff, yeah, lots of stuff I have to deal with. So. Zuff. Galacron. It's still good if they cost one. Sealed Focus. I wonder if this makes the cut. Maybe you... This is probably not good. Like, these are probably pretty underpowered now, right? So wait, is Galacron worth it? If he's definitely worth it if he gets upgraded a lot, but if he doesn't get upgraded, is he even worth it? Like just drawing one card and it costs one. If he draws, so you have to include two to consistently get it to upgrade once. You really only need 3. Oh, but you get lackeys still, right? So lackeys are pretty good. And this is good after. Yeah, I guess it's worth it. Which one do I want to cut? Is it like... Trying to think. In this meta, it's probably the Devoted, right? Because there's lots of... I've turned like 4 or 5 now. Like minions are so big that like this does like fuck all. Yeah, I think I cut that Devoted Maniac. So I've got 3 ones. Do I put this in? I've got a pretty varied curve. Yeah, I guess I put that in. That is obvious. We'll just do the new cards in this one. Gotta think about if Bamboozle is worth it. Let's see what else we got. I think this is like really strong. It's definitely fun. Like I said, this replaces Pharaoh Cat. Here's your hero power. One cost rogue spell. There's a ton of these, right? Bizarre Burglar. That would be shitty to get. Poison. Each player gets poisonous. Not great. Oh, this is good. That's going in. Return a friendly random card. Crazy Galakrond, Dog Wiggle Scheme. Yeah, it's kind of like a 50-50 on whether you're going to get something shitty or good. I guess still a lot of these minions are like, they're better if they get bamboozled. So before I forget, I think I do want bamboozle. If that's the case, I've got 2 secrets, so he's good because he's got good stats too. Where did bamboozle go? Oh, it is 1/4. I guess like I'm kind of replacing that with, I guess plagiarize can whiff depending on like if you guess wrong though. But if I put in 2 secrets and Shadow Jeweler, it's probably enough to put in the Blackjack Stunner. Oh yeah, there's that new card. It's like Rogue and Warrior. Freeze a minion, also combo deal 3 damage. Okay, that's really good and easy to activate. I think this is just going to replace Backstab. Although I could do Backstab also. Destroy damage minion combo, destroy any minion. Yeah, this is going in. Elk could be good. Seems like we're gonna be pretty back and forth with fighting for the board, so this is really only good if you get ahead. I have no 4-drops. I don't know if this is worth it. Let's test it out. Clear your deck from highest. So that will make sure that I get Galakrond. I think like in this deck it's just like Togwaggle. I gotta not forget to put Togwaggle in. Flick. Summon a random minion. Cost equal to yeah, so guaranteed get Dragon Queen, Galakrond, and Kronks, and Heist Baron. Like Dragon Queen first. But if you play this on curve, that's actually not good. You'd want to play this on turn 6. Oh, maybe you would turn on 5, because on turn 5, I guess it depends on what's going on the board, because you don't want to whiff if you're way behind. But if you did it on turn 5, on turn 6, you draw Dragon Queen, and then on turn 7 on curve, you'd have this. But then, if that's your 5, 6, 7, then that means you have to have invoked multiple times before that for that to pay off. But I guess if you draw any, yeah, it's just good. I think it's good to have in here. Oh, this card. A 5-mana 4/4 with Rush is decent just by itself. And I don't have anything going on 5 besides I get one of these guys. Oh yeah, this card. So now I actually do have. So I got like my late game is actually very good. Like my mid and late game. I think like the Highlander where it struggled before too was like it had like a really weak mid game. Oh, this, maybe I should have put this in a priest deck. This is an interesting card. This would be so good against like that, those like the Otk Mage, like where you spamming cheap spells, or Druid. It actually would. I put it in here, but I have, yeah, I have an F4 and 5s now, or at least enough 5s. I really. I didn't read this right until just now. Like it hasn't affected any of the decks I've built, but it's better than I thought it was. Every opponent draws a card. I mean, this could be fun just to put in there, but then that slows down the chance of getting Galakron, so it doesn't fit with that. I guess I probably need to like my early game run it out more, which means I could add Backstab. And since I do have Shadow Jeweler, I could add one more secret. And I have these guys. Ambush is good. Oh, did I cut that out? No, I didn't. I guess I only have 3/4 drops. So. I could do another. I could put Pharaoh Cut in, I guess. What am I leaving out? I mean, I have like the 1/4 drop Invoke that I left out, which I'm gonna keep leaving out. I guess you could go. Oh, that's really. I'll go Dirty Tricks instead of Ambush. I feel like, yeah, because I don't have that much. Oh, wait, I have this as a shitload of draw. Well, it's temporary. Oh yeah, and this is like consistency. So now I don't know. Dirty Tricks is worth. I don't need that. Oh, a Sap. Since I only have one of. I've got. Oh, this is always good. It can sneakily like finish. Which one? I got. Oh, 0, 1. Well, that's not really. 1, 1, 1. Can't use that with Van Cleef really. Well, definitely can't use that. I mean, I could do that and that. If I put Prep in, it makes a lot of these spells free. I think Prep's actually worth it. And then if that's the case, and I have the 1-cost ones, Van Cleef probably is worth it. I could get Burglar. got a lot of clearing type stuff, so I could afford to. Like Burglar kind of loses tempo, but then I can gain like crazy value. Okay, so that's a mage spell. So how much, if there are any cards that didn't start in your deck? Well, that didn't start in your deck. Add a random minion from another class to your hand. No, we want like a 3-drop or 4. We only have 2 4-drops. What was that other 4-drop that I was thinking of? Oh, wait, 4 damage if you're holding a card from another class. And pretty much every game I will have at least 1 mage card, and I'll have at least the dragon thing. What else? Oh, any cards from the one thing. Potential Zephyrus. I think Vendetta is probably. It's not really a 4-drop though. Maybe I can. Oh, I don't have any AoE, right? And this is AoE and it draws a card. But like 1 AoE these days is pretty much worthless. Oh, what about that neutral? Oh, that's a mage one, right? That's like a shaman mage legendary, the one that's like, or is there a neutral legendary that does like 1 attack at the end? Oh wait, there is a neutral AoE. There's like one that does like 2, right? Yeah, the spell burst, deal 2 damage to all other minions. This is going in there, especially with how easy I can spell. I guess spell burst is super easy. I need to actually let me relook at all the spell burst stuff. What? Okay, whatever. They're all in here. So wait, what do I want to cut for now? Was it backstab or yeah, vendetta? Okay, vendetta. Unless I see like spell damage ones, I might cut more stuff. Oh. I guess they, yeah. This is actually a really fun deck. This one actually is probably, besides like, I like some of those priest ones. This one, it looks really fun. Some of those cards would be fun too. As like two. Well, a lot of the fun cards are you can only have one of, or legendaries anyway. But man, what's the cost of this deck? So many legendaries in it. Just like a straight up tempo rogue could be pretty good. 22,600 dust. Start saving up. Alright, I'm going to end it there. Thanks for stopping in.